So this just happened.
A federal judge has temporarily blocked a California law that would have banned carrying firearms in most public places, including public parks, playgrounds, churches, banks, and zoos. The U.S. District Judge has ruled the law within SB 2 violates the Second Amendment and deprives people of their ability to defend themselves and their loved ones. The new law, signed by Governor Newsom, was set to take effect January 1st.
In California, they've recently tried to pass a law that basically banned the ability to carry a gun in public. See, what a lot of these anti-gun states are doing is, in order to get around the most recent Supreme Court decision that says, no, you actually have to have objective ways to give people concealed carry permits. What a lot of these states are doing now is they're trying to create laws that say, okay, we'll give you a concealed carry permit, but guess what? You can't carry here, 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 and here. And all of these places happen to be the places where most people are going to be most of the time. So essentially, they've effectively banned concealed carry. Anyone who is doing an ounce of critical thinking should be asking one question. Why would the governor of a state be angry about his citizens having the ability to carry a gun in public places where we've seen mass shootings? Now, I know some of you are like, well, you just kind of answered your own question because these are places where mass shootings have happened. But did I really? Because last I checked, since 1950, 94% of mass public shootings happened in gun-free zones. And then listen to what John Lott, owner and founder of the Crime Prevention Research Center, had to say about how many armed citizens stop these types of shootings.
Rather than about 4.6%, I think it's about 40% of these active shooting cases were stopped by civilians with who are legally carrying concealed handguns. But even more than that, when I was in the Department of Justice, one of the arguments I had made is that you have to separate out those places where civilians are legally allowed to have guns and where they won't, these gun-free zones. Because you're talking about law-abiding citizens, you can't expect them to stop attacks where it's illegal for them to have guns for protection. And in 2022, for example, if you look at the data for that year, about over 60% of the active shooting cases were stopped in places where civilians were legally allowed to carry guns by people legally carrying concealed handguns.
These type of gun control laws are designed to be self-fulfilling prophecies. Ban citizens from being able to carry guns anywhere, and then when a mass shooting happens, use the mass shooting to point out the fact that armed citizens don't stop active shootings. Well, if you know mass shooters target gun-free zones, why would you want to make everywhere a gun-free zone? If you know armed citizens stop active shooters at a high rate, then why would you want to ban armed citizens from places where these shootings happen? Because Gavin Newsom likes to conveniently ignore the fact that the Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It didn't just say to keep arms, it also said to bear arms, which literally means to carry. You see? Says it clear as day on this premium embroidered hoodie that I'm wearing. And it's available right now at shop.mrcolionnoir.com, and they're going fast. So I wouldn't be mad if you pause this video and then click the link in the description section so you can grab one along with the other designs. But in all seriousness, Gavin Newsom doesn't give two shits about Californians being able to protect themselves. His allegiance is to the anti-gun lobby. It's about control. It's about money. You can justify allocating a ton of money for violence prevention than you can protecting people's 2A rights. In 2022, Governor Newsom announced a record $156 million in grants to proactively prevent gun violence in California. Considering the California government's track record, you really think that money is going anywhere but into his friends' pockets? It's a gun control industrial complex, no different from their homelessness industrial complex that I reported on years ago.
It's, close to $1 billion being pumped every year in San Francisco into the pockets of various people in the homeless and the harm reduction industry.
San Francisco manages all of this through at least 8 different city departments, issuing some 400 contracts with at least 75 private organizations. A tangled network of services with no unifying oversight by the city that actually hands out most of the money.
I mean, just look at this statement in response to people being allowed to carry guns for self-defense in public where they spend most of their time. Denying common sense. This ruling outrageously calls California data-backed gun safety efforts repugnant. What is repugnant is this ruling, which greenlights the proliferation of guns in our hospitals, libraries, and children playgrounds, which should be safe for all. California will keep fighting to defend our laws and to enshrine a right to safety in the Constitution. The lives of our kids depend on it. Enshrine the right to safety in the Constitution? That's what the Second Amendment is, you idiot. But data-backed gun safety efforts? As of 2023, California and New Jersey are the states that have the strictest gun laws in the nation, scoring both A on the Giffords gun law scorecard. Yet, California has the highest number of mass shootings in the United States between 1982 and October of 2023. He's more worried about defending gun control laws than the people themselves, and then sprinkles in some emotional manipulation by adding the lives of our kids depend on it. To protect their kids is why people want to carry guns in public, you buffoon. Instead, he uses kids' lives as a way to guilt and shame anyone who doesn't agree with his gun laws. In essence, if you don't agree with my gun laws, you want dead babies. The shit is sick. Thankfully, the court saw past this nonsense and made the correct ruling. But as you heard, they're going to appeal it because they can't afford to lose their cash cow, their gun control laws. Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.